Hello everybody, Kirk here with Ink and Impulse, and today I have an unboxing and first impressions of the TWSBI Obsidian Fountain Pen, and this is going to be in broad. So if you'd like to see this pen, then just keep on watching. So I will be putting some specs on the screen for you, but essentially I went to Jet Pens and paid $122.50 for this. This pen has an acrylic body. And it has a steel nib that is similar to, from Jet Pen's website, it says similar to the 580, which I also have over here to compare to. And so it says rose gold color. It says coated like rose gold, but I believe it's just rose gold tone, not actual gold. And I checked the TWSBI website too, but the TWSBI website was pretty blank. Anyways, this is a piston filler, and this is the first time I'm seeing it. Oh, so excited. I want to see if this pen, it already feels pretty good. I don't know if it's placebo effect, I don't know, but I've been excited for this pen. Rose gold is my favorite metal tone, and this is the presentation of the box and the sleeve. As you guys know, hopefully you know, I do keep all my pen boxes so that I can store them properly if I run out of room in my pen case. But here's the pen. Look at her. I did, like I said, get this in broad, and this honestly, to me, if you were expecting a true rose gold, this looks like bronze to me. And it does say, let's see, on the TWSBI website, it does say rose gold nib, clip, and rings. And I'm telling you guys, it looks bronze. It really does look bronze. I will go ahead and grab a bronze TWSBI ECO just to compare the metal tone real quick. So I brought two out to show you, and as you can see on these caps, it says Eco Bronze, and then this one over here is Eco Rose Gold. And I don't know if you can see the difference in that, but it's a pretty noticeable difference in person. And here is the difference on the nib itself. So you can see that the top one is the bronze, and the bottom one is the rose gold. They're both really, really pretty. And actually, when I bought, it looks bronze. Definitely looks bronze. I don't know how they're calling that rose gold. I think that's interesting. That could be, I don't know if that's a mistake or not. When I went to purchase this pen, I didn't even think at all that it was rose gold. It definitely looked bronze to me in the picture, and it definitely looks bronze to me in person, especially these little accents down here. You can definitely tell that they are closer to bronze than they are the rose gold. I guess that's up for you to decide. That's what it says on the website, even on the TWSBI website. But yeah. Okay, so I did want to do a nib comparison, and it's not exact because on my 580, I have a stub, and on the Obsidian, I have a broad. But just looking at the size, it looks to be the same size nib, so that looks to check out from the Jet Pens website. And so with this one being $122, and then this exact model, the Affogato, which is the brown one, being $90, is this actually worth more? Is this more luxurious than the one on the right? Let's kind of test that out, because if I'm holding this one for some reason actually has more weight to it, which I actually prefer, which is interesting because it is an acrylic body, which is the same as the other one. But I wonder if there's more. I wonder about the piston filler mechanism, like what that actually looks like, if there's more metal components to that, like if the actual arm is metal or not, because there definitely is some more weight to it. As you can see, there's an ink level window, and let me see if I can get a little bit closer to see the resin. There's definitely some dimension here. The resin is a black with a silver shimmer. So it's not just silver pigment, it's like a silver mica. And especially right here, you see the flash on that. This is a really, really beautiful pen. Oh, look at that. I am really pleased with the resin swirls that I got. So let's look at some of the details. This is an etched TWSBI logo instead of what you would find to be more of a printed logo. The clip looks to be a little bit smaller and streamlined than the 580. The cap is bigger and wider. And we do have a piston filler mechanism on this as well with a metallic accent. The bands are smaller and on the top, as opposed to this, the red finial, which is domed. This one is an etched finial with no doming. There's a little bit of a curve to it, but it's not domed in terms of having a resin coating on top of that, if that makes sense. The finial doesn't twist off. It looks to be one piece from the cap. And overall, it is a statement piece. And I can't decide what ink I would like to fill this up with. I feel like I would prefer to fill it up with a bronze, just to bring out that accent of metal. But let's go ahead and get our ink swatch book out and see if we can find something that we like. All right, so here are some of the choices that I contemplated. The first one here, which I thought would be like a good mix of keeping the bronzy tone, but using a silver shimmer, and that's Birmingham Pen Company's Dogbane Beetle Twinkle. And I still think that's like an interesting choice, but I don't know. They put a lot of shimmer in these, and so sometimes it's hit or miss if they perform well. Most of them do, but this one also was a contender because I think it matched the metal tone pretty exact, even though it had a gold shimmer in it. And then I also contemplated, this one was a Diamine Night Sky, and this looks to be a very deep, almost blackish blue. It says black sparkle in it, and it definitely has like a silvery sparkle, so I could see it matching the body pretty well. But then also, again, we have Moon Dust, which is one of my top 5 inks of the year. And I think like any of these could be a good choice, but I haven't used Salted Caramel in a pen yet. I really wanted to find one that was more flat and didn't have shimmer, so we could kind of test out the pen in that way, but I just couldn't find one other than just plain black, and I just didn't want to do that for this special pen. So we're going to go with Diamine Salted Caramel. So I'm going to take this little guy, shake it up. This is one of the Inkvent samples from last year. I did pick up last year's Inkvent calendar because it was like 50% off. You know. And I was actually really, really happy with it. It was very tempting to get the new one this year, but I was going to take my chances on getting one that was half off. So I'm very excited to dip this in. And it is a regular old piston filler. So let's see if we got some. It looks like we did. So this is what you're going to see in the ink filling window. So it looks like we got at least some in there. So I'm going to wipe this off and we'll get to testing it out. This is a notebook that was gifted to me from my Penabler, and it's from Goulet pens, and this is the 68 GSM Tomoe River Paper A5 dot grid notebook, and this is going to be the pen test. So I will speed this up a little bit, but hopefully you'll get to see how this writes, and then I'll give you my final thoughts afterwards. Alright, so here's the first bit of ink sample. This is when I first started writing with a pen. As you can see, this is the dream when it comes to shimmer ink, but we know that's not realistic, so I just kept writing with it, and it was handling the shimmer really, really well. I still see shimmer down here in this bottom text, but then I immediately went into a long form, and what I want you to focus on is the amount of shimmer delivered throughout the bottom, and we are still getting a lot down here. As you can see, there's definitely still some shimmer. I did some hard strokes down and horizontally, and you can still see that there's shimmer delivered. Now this pen to me writes like a Benu broad. And if you guys know, I've recently gone down to the medium in the Benu because it's just so thick, and I love a broad pen. But I was feeling like with the small notebooks that I use, the broad on some of these pens, like this one and the Benu, are just a little bit overwhelming. If I had tested this out prior to buying it, I probably would have gotten a medium. But the broad is amazing, juicy, it's very smooth, it provides just enough feedback combined with this paper to have a pleasant experience. It's not like just writing on an ice rink or anything like that. There is still some level of tooth to it. It delivers shimmer very well, and it's just a beautiful pen. It's nice to write with. I didn't get any cramping like I do in some of the pens that are smaller or larger, including the Mahjong, I think it was the Q one. It's like the super small stubby one. And overall, this is like very, very nice, but it does write like a Benu. So if you normally get a medium in the Benu, I would get a medium in this, because even on the JetPen's website, which I thought was interesting, it says that it may write more broad than what you are used to. So because of the steel nib being coated. So the steel nib may be the same as the one that's on the 580, but the coating to include the bronze and the rose gold and maybe the obsidian. It looks to provide, you know, a broader experience. So I have found that to be true with this one. However, I do love it. I do not regret this. And in terms of, is this worth $30 more? I do love this pen. And I think it's like, this is really like all you need. This is, to me, a luxury experience. For this not to be a gold nib, obviously it wouldn't be around to be a gold nib, probably around $120. It'd probably be more expensive than that. I think it might be worth it. It is different enough. It feels really good in the hand. It writes really smoothly so far. The contact points on here feel really nice. I love the nice little viewing window. It just seems really solid, especially for an acrylic pen. I've gotten some acrylic pens, you know, are more affordable pens, right? That have felt very lightweight, a little bit delicate. This is, I'm not getting that from this. I'm getting still a very substantial pen. So I am going to test out this pen throughout the next couple weeks, and I'll probably do a follow-up with my kind of settled in thoughts about this pen. I am enamored with it right now. Of course, I am a TWSBI fangirl, self-proclaimed. I love TWSBI so much, and when I saw this one, I was like, yeah, I just have to get this. I don't want to enable anybody to spend more money than what they were already planning on doing. Definitely not saying get this at all. I'm just trying to review this for you if you were interested in buying this already. So, you know, of course, these are going to do the same thing as this. We write with these, right? So this was just an experience for me. I do love a TWSBI, and I'm very happy with this. In case you're still sticking around and you didn't read my ink samples, I want to say thank you so much for sticking around with me this past couple months. And we just finally hit over 500 subscribers, so thank you so much. This channel is made by me, but it is for you. And I'm enjoying this journey so far. So please let me know what I can do to improve this channel. And just check to see if you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed and you want to be, go ahead and click that button. If you're not subscribed and you don't want to be, then just chill how you are. And hopefully I will see you around in the next one. I hope you're staying safe and well, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful New Year's Eve and New Year's. See ya.